You know what I'm trying to figure out? Who the fuck is that in my kitchen?
You know, bad.
Yo, listen, man. I don't know if you know, man. We are in the presence of greatness. You understand me?
I appreciate you.
Social media maven.
Talk to him.
Okay.
Social
video
media
vixen.
Maven. What else?
Video vixen. You know how to put it in
bro,
there.
Twerking ass for dollars.
In a 50 robe. I'm gonna start cooking in a 50 Savage robe. Taco meat hanging out.
That's a lane. That's a lane, my brother.
Okay, really? That's a niche. What the people say.
No, for real, you should actually.
That's an audience who wants to see a large black man cooking with his chest out.
The need and the want is there. The need is the want.
I mean, it's necessary.
So you got the Wagyu. You got the Wagyu. I got the 80-20, bro. I'm trying to be like you. He got the Wagyu taco meat over here putting me to shame, man.
It's all good, man. It's Belly too. It's about to soft to somebody's edges.
I can't.
You understand me? It's that soft.
Not you showing the taco meat on.
In a real way, but we got Seth Brundle, y'all. I don't think y'all understand what this is.
Literally.
Man. This is a whole ass culinary icon.
Very much so.
Social media maven, as Sis said. You feel me? One of the dopest energies in food that I've honestly been around, bro. You know what I'm saying? And this show is all about you, bro. We want to highlight you, man, show you love, make you a plate, man. Hopefully you feel like home. Yep. Because we break that bread on this side.
We break that motherfucking bread.
I love it.
In a real motherfucking way, bro. Okay. Straight up. So, all right, typically on Break That Bread, you feel me, we eat last, all right? Okay. But I feel like this is a special situation.
Very much so.
All right, we're in the presence of greatness, and I just want to give it to you while it's hot. All right, so I'm actually prepping the meal for you. It's ready.
You know what? It's because we're black. The temperature of the food, it would have maybe passed for Adam, but this, nah. We need that shit hot. We need it hot. Okay, exactly.
So wait. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. I knew, of course, the premise of the show. I know the name of the show.
Yep.
And you thanked me for coming on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you thanked me, but you put something in my cup.
Hell yeah.
And you gonna put food in my belly.
You goddamn right, JB.
Okay,
because
and y'all gonna thank me.
Breaking that motherfucking bread.
That's how we break bread on this side.
This is where you want to be. This is the spot. All right.
Hold on, give me 1 second, champ. I got something special for you.
For sure.
All right, so Pete, man, I got a little intel on you, my man. You understand me? And a little birdie told me that one of your favorite meals, I believe that your mom used to prepare was gumbo. Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right,
absolutely.
Bro. And I just want to give you love and condolences on the passing of your mother.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Just know that I feel your pain. You know what I mean? Yeah. Understand? You know what I mean? It never goes away. But listen, we can keep her alive through food, man.
And I try to every single day with every single dish that I make. So I appreciate that, bro.
That's beautiful, man. In a real way, man. Yeah. So I wanted to do something a little different, man. And I also heard that you like Asian cuisine is probably your favorite cuisine or something like that, right?
Now we're going to talk about that a little bit more.
Okay.
For sure.
Being LA natives.
We can explore.
I mean.
We can bust it down.
We can bust it all the way the fuck down. Like a video vixen.
We have every single pocket and every single region of Asia. Right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, so
and remember, I was born and raised, which is different.
And I know you can really appreciate that. It's like the first time.
Yo, my name is Asia. Like, come on now, let's be fucking for real, okay? Let's get into this.
All right. So I want to prepare for you, my brother. This is what I consider gumbo fried rice. Ooh. You know, I'm not traditional about the things I prepare. You understand me? No, definitely fusion and non-conventional flavors. I don't think it's rules to food. You know what I mean? Like. Culturally, put them shits together, and if it ends up fire, that's really the only outcome that matters.
If it tastes good, it tastes good.
That part. So, I got a little fried rice situation. You know,
talk dirty to me.
Yeah, that part. Okay. Dirty adjacent. You know what I mean? I still want to keep those Asian flavors in there, so you'll definitely get that sesame going on in that thing that gives the true feeling of some fried rice. I got some carrots. You know, some andouille sausage. Some shrimp, of course. And I wanted to use. You know, typically. Fried rice is dry, so
you did the fuck out
I wanted to do a little bit of get a little viscosity. You understand me? To enhance and incorporate into the
put the SAT word in there.
Come on now, I got one at least. I got one.
Well, let me see how viscous
it is.
capacity.
Tap in like a back bend.
That's fire.
Oh,
They're gonna have to start selling this at the Chinese spot. They're gonna have to start doing that. They're gonna have to do the wings and the fried rice combo.
Fried rice straight up.
Literally.
And also, bro, I'm definitely not going to get emotional and whatnot, but one of the things that my mom made for us growing up was fried rice. She was the one that taught me how to make it. She usually did bacon fried rice.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know what seasonings you use because I can't remember. I never was in the kitchen, you know, when she made it or whatever. But there are elements of gumbo in here, you know, which reminds me of her. But whatever she used for her bacon fried rice, there are some hints of it in here. So this is a love
Not
play.
you getting home like
Like
that.
for sure. I'm not even fucking with you, bro. Like that's
Appreciate that, man.
this. This is only the second instance of tasting something that was like inherently my mom's.
Yeah.
You know, the first was, you know, I went to culinary school finally last year.
Oh,
and one of my classmates made a cheesecake that tastes like my mom's cheesecake. So this is, you know, she hasn't visited me in my dreams and stuff like that, but she be fucking with me.
That's right, bro.
she be fucking with me in different ways.
She's gonna come. She's gonna come when you're ready to see her. You feel me?
That,
real.
That's amazing, bro.
No, thank you, man. I'm glad you enjoy it, man. For real.
I'm not gonna ask you for the recipe on camera.
No. Literally.
It's already yours.
You know, we monetize them, but
You don't have to pay extra for that one.
right.
Yeah.
Touche.
Y'all can pay for it. I'm gonna get it for free.
Get on the Patreon or whatever
Right.
you need to do.
Man. Yeah, bro. So
This is really doing what it needs to do.
thank you. I appreciate
I'm
y'all.
gonna take my jacket off.
There you go.
It's getting
Take
hot
off the
here.
sauce, man.
Well, that,
hot
but
here.
I really want to get into it. You know.
Man. So what's the best fried rice in LA?
Ooh.
Sidebar. Cause I ain't gonna lie, man. LA be missing a lot on food.
Okay, wait. Let's just let the
It
people
does.
know.
It has mates.
This
Watch-
is the LA
watch
day
your
that we
mouth.
got.
Touche. Respectfully.
Watch
My
your
bad,
mouth.
Watch your mouth.
You're getting crazy.
Right.
Okay.
My bad.
Right. You're
Literally.
jumping out the window, my brother. You're jumping out the window.
My brother.
So, food in Los Angeles is incapable of being mid, like, just as a concept. Let's start there. In theory,
Okay.
my dear Watson,
Okay.
we are a melting pot, just like New York. I would argue that New Orleans is, and you know, Be It Cajun was birthed out of New Orleans, out of Texas, you know, out of those other areas where immigrants went to. We are one of the biggest melting pots
Definitely.
in the States.
No, but we
So
can't make
all-
no soul food.
Nah, they be slacking.
Watch your mouth.
Born and raised, we can't make no soul
You
food.
might have. So you might have missed. You
It's
might
not
have
a soul
missed.
city. It's just not.
It was, and the problem was, I think what happened with a lot of our institutions, excuse me, the parents passed away.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
fuck it, I'll just say it and put it out there or whatever. I had a sip of wine, so now I'm all loose. Whatnot off my
talk
sip of
your
wine.
shit.
Right, I'm ready to talk my shit, but like, let me not even talk shit. In the 90s when I was a kid growing up in LA, M&M's and Harold and Bells had soul food on lock.
I respect that.
Let's talk about Harold and Bells in 2023.
Harold and Bells in 2023. I said in the 1990s, in the 1900s. I cannot vouch.
Way back.
I cannot vouch for what the children.
Straight up, that were passed on.
The Bells, the Mr. Bells and the Mrs. Harold.
Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all still in business, man.
Y'all still in business.
God bless y'all.
Shout out to y'all.
Love that for you.
For sure.
We are available if you want to do recipe
wanna
ideation.
revamp, you know,
if you want to revamp,
whatever we need
I had
to
the
do.
Cajun pasta last year, and it was. I'm not gonna talk about my people like that
Speak on
because
it,
Harold
speak
and
on
Bells is an LA
It's a staple.
institution.
For sure.
But what I will say, because I love my people and because I love that space and I want it to remain an LA institution,
I
y'all
want it to
gotta
be the best
step
it
it the
can
fuck
be.
up.
That's
Literally.
true.
Y'all gotta step it the fuck up.
Because, you know, complacency is real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes
Yeah.
people get comfortable, like,
Yep.
just
Yeah.
leaning on your morals, morals, whatever the case is,
All
you
of
leaning
them.
on them shits.
Uh-huh,
You feel
exactly.
me? So, no, I fully understand that.
Yeah.
And But at the same time, I feel like, and this is just my humble opinion, I feel like you can fit all the good food in LA because LA is so big and it's so spread out in like one city. So if one city was just concentrated with food, then I'd be like, all right, LA got that. But you gotta know shit. You know what I mean? It's like you can't just like go somewhere and the shit is good. Where I come from, a place where Cleveland, Ohio, bro, you can go to the gas station and get a quality fucking meal. Yeah. Like you know what I'm saying? So like.
Interesting.
And I get it, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, damn, like this LA, this has this fucking esteem, you know what I mean? And that was really the reason why I started Comfort LA, to be totally honest. It was like, I don't feel like the food is that good out here. Yeah. I have a simple concept. You can follow 1, 2, 3 and see what it does. You feel me? So, and it's no disrespect, you know what I mean? Because it's so difficult, and this is something we talked about before, it's so difficult to get in that space and to really be successful, especially when you us. You feel me? Like, there's so many hoops. So many fucking gatekeepers. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I understand why, maybe, but at the same time.
Yeah. I think so for me, I absolutely, and all jokes aside or whatever, because we all do our regional gang, you know, so on and so forth, twist our fingers. But I understand where you're coming from. I think for me, because I have a very specific relationship with this city, having grown up here.
It's different.
Yeah. My mother was my introduction to quality food.
Yes.
She was the one
You have to go to someone's mama's house. Like, that's really going to be the best food.
Yeah. But my mom was also, besides the fact that she was an excellent cook, my mom was also just a very curious soul.
Oh, that's dope.
So, like, my mom worked for, majority of her career, she worked for the city of Los Angeles.
Okay.
So, I remember especially when she worked for the street lighting department, and they're like in the...
It's a whole department?
Yeah, street lighting, It's a whole department in the city of LA, I had some of the most fun I've ever had at my mom's office when she worked for street lighting, but it's somewhere in like Silver Lake, like, of course, not Eagle Rock, but like Silver Lake, like East LA area.
Okay.
But I remember when she was working there,
we gotta talk about East LA.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about East Hollywood. We gotta talk about it.
Yeah, but like when she was working in that area, you know, she was very adamant, about venturing out. And this is before Google. This is before the internet. This is when you had to be driving down the street
and just
see a sign and take a chance. Yeah. And my mom would bring everything home from sushi. You know, first time I ever tasted sushi was via my mom. She'd bring sushi home, Mexican food. You know, she's one of the reasons why I love one of the best Chinese food restaurants in LA.
Talk about it. Yang Chow?
Yang Chow.
I got a slide on Yang Chow.
Yang Chow.
Okay.
The slippery shrimp at Yang Chow.
Sensational.
Legendary. Sensational. Sensational. You know, so my mom was responsible for that. But like, you know, like when you talk about like all the good food could be in one city, I would only argue about that because like you take areas like K-Town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many pockets in LA.
K-Town is the city of food. You know what I mean? But then I think
that's two people that have
said that. That's right.
That's real.
But then because it is LA, I think you run into a lot of instances of there's a lot of money circulating out here. Yep. People have a lot of connections. People have a half-assed concept. And they get it funded, and they open it. They open
That's what it is. You just hit the fucking nail on the head. That's exactly what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that shit where I'm from. Like, if you out there, you put your blood, sweat, and tears in that shit. You know what I mean? It wasn't no.
It's not no bullshit.
It ain't no money being thrown at you.
I'm gonna start a restaurant today.
That part, that shit don't happen.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a different type of attachment. You know what I mean? You care more when your life is on the line with that shit.
Yeah.
So that's a valid fucking point, bro. In a real way. Here, man, we gotta get off that food,
we got an LA native in the house
all day, man.
We gotta look at this hat for just a quick second here. Crips, Bloods, Mexicans together tonight. LAPD. Now, what do we call this? Black History.
Black History.
Straight up.
Modern Black History. Right
92 LA riots.
Every day is Black History Day.
Okay.
Remember the call for unity between black and brown communities?
Period.
You know, to combat police brutality. Mm-hmm. I remember this. You know, I remember being a kid. I remember growing up in LA. I remember.
You're off Manchester Western.
Manchester and Western.
Okay. I'm on Florence and Normandy.
Yeah,
West.
We were in the same neighborhood. Yeah. We moved to Carson right after that.
The 2020 over there, or just Normandy and West?
2020.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure. I had it over there too.
I cannot.
But yeah.
Go, bro.
I just lost my train of thought.
I know.
I was thinking about this rice.
Hey, you alright over there?
You see what I did? Now let's talk about institutions in LA. Let's talk about TAMS. Let's talk about the chokehold that Charbroil Burgers has on the Black community.
TAMS. Okay,
let's talk about it.
TAMS.
Okay. Speak on it. Feel safe. This is a safe
It's
space.
one of those things.
It's a safe space.
I don't necessarily know if we should be talking about Tim's on like public spaces, because you know what happens with our spots when they get blown up.
You don't want the Caucasoid invasion?
Yeah, like we and then we end up getting into the same space we did, and they got themselves out of it. Yeah. But when Blessos went commercial, when they got purchased and moved from Compton to LA,
this man walked in and said, "I know you from the ads." You see my Bledsoe ad? I got a lot of shit for that because people hate Bledsoe.
It's so
it's
barbecue in LA.
I'm glad.
It's not sensational. It's not. I mean,
it's good again. I like it. I like Bledsoe's.
Where you go?
All of it.
So I mostly like the sides, and then in terms of like the meat goes, I like the brisket. Everything else is okay. Everything else is like random standard like barbecue house. Like
brisket I just had because I recently had it. It left a lot to be desired.
Really?
Yeah. And it might have just been one of those situations because it didn't like the bark wasn't there. You know what I mean? It was dry. You know what I mean?
And see, that's one of the things I always give them credit on. But again, it didn't always slap.
But I support.
Yeah.
We'll support.
Yeah. We'll still support. I still patronize. Because for me they're good. Right. But you only stick to certain menu items. So I get the collard greens, I get the the collard greens, the mac and cheese, and then the brisket. That for me, those three things are solid for them. But to your point, if whoever is working the smoker that day doesn't get that bark right, it's not.
And that be my issue.
Yeah.
I need consistency when I'm going to a restaurant. Half of the reason I'm going there is because I want that shit I had last time. Yeah. And if I can't get that, what the fuck am I? What am I doing?
That's really
you know what I mean?
That's really the hardest point when you scale.
Exactly, 100%. Like how do you keep that shit consistent?
Yes, and it goes down to menu. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Proper staffing.
Yes.
Teaching motherfuckers the right way.
And I feel like sometimes there be too much shit on the menu.
Yeah.
100%.
Keep it simple.
Simplicity is
if
everything.
you can't do 50 things, don't try to. That's it.
Hey, what you doing?
I would be happy with 5 things if it was good.
And it costs you more money
Settle
too.
down, scale down, make it good. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, you preaching to the choir. That's my whole philosophy in food, mama. You know what I mean?
Keep it simple and keep it right.
Exactly.
I mean that's what it is. You know?
I just got a piece of sauteed ginger.
Oh man!
And the way that it hit the andouille and the sauce at the same time, it was like a Mariah Carey note, bro. It was one of those hold the ear with 2 fingers.
Straight up.
That flavor note. Oh my god.
I'm dead.
No, that's love.
Okay,
bro,
you
that's
said
a high compliment, man.
Very much so.
From a chef guy.
Very much so.
Man.
I don't know if y'all, man, if y'all haven't tapped into his IG, man, just
please
go watch.
Do.
You want to learn something and watch something beautifully plated, beautifully executed.
Yep.
You understand me? His colors are always on 10.
Yep.
It's very appealing.
Aesthetically.
It's a stimulant. Aesthetically pleasing. 100%.
100%.
I appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely, G. 100%.
Now, let's talk about Asian food. Because you said that you're an Asian food connoisseur. Okay. And I feel like that's like integral to the being raised in LA experience. Like you're fucking with Latin food or Asian food or both. You know what I mean? Like your favorite thing is tacos or Korean barbecue or both, right?
Yeah, or you go to the Kogi truck.
Exactly.
You want to get your fix.
They brought it together for us, right?
You got Dre in the building, aka platologist.
Platologist.
Motherfucker's a whole ass platologist, y'all. Y'all know what a platologist is. This is a motherfucker who makes beautiful motherfucking plates. And also creates beautiful motherfucking experiences.
What was that shirt he had on last time? Hoes mad? Was that what it was? I'll never forget that one.
Hoes definitely be mad.
I'll never forget that one.
Hoes definitely mad, man. Yeah, love. Make your play, bro. I got some action there, Morgan.
That is. This is wonderful, bro.
I'm glad.
Love, man.
I don't know how much you made, but I will take some home if you got extra. I'm not fucking with you. Like, this is.
Thank you, bro. Like, that really means a lot, bro. You know what I mean? Because I create these dishes, man, to invoke those emotions, man. You know what I mean? Hopefully take you to a place. Hopefully give you something to remember. I typically like to focus on struggle meals and like trying to elevate whatever the struggle meal you had.
Because struggle meals are the best.
They are the best.
They're never. It's nothing. Nothing is gonna ever hit like a struggle meal.
Yeah.
Never. It never will.
Literally.
It never will. But like you say, this hit a little bit closer to the heart, understanding. You know what I mean? Your story. So just hopefully I can bring you back to a place.
Indeed, bro. This is wonderful. Yeah.
All right. So, LA. Asian food. Let's talk about it. Okay, you know, I never get an LA native in here, so I'm like, we gotta fucking talk about it. Okay. Asian food. Now, where do you fall? What, are you Southeast Asian guy?
So,
what's your go-to? You mentioned K-Town.
I'm all over.
You're
the
all
board.
over.
When
You're
I
all over
say
the continent.
Pan Asian food,
You mean that shit?
I mean the Punjabis. I mean
you said from India and back.
From India, I'm talking about the entire continent.
All of them.
I'm not
South
talking
Asian,
about
Southeast Asian, East Asian.
I'm not stereotyping.
You don't mean sushi.
I'm not saying Asian when I mean Chinese.
Literally.
You know what I mean? I mean, I mean the entire continent of Asia is my favorite genre of food. That's why whenever anybody asks me that question, like, what's your favorite food? Like, what you can't go without. It's not like a specific dish. It's the entire Asian diaspora.
Yeah. That's dope. A lot of y'all don't know, man. You know, India is in Asia, so Indian cuisine.
Not a lot of y'all don't know. I hope we know. Okay, but very much so.
You actually be surprised.
Somebody gonna be sitting behind their screen like,
wait, huh?
What?
What the fuck are they talking about? Literally.
These niggas don't know.
They don't know shit.
Right.
No, okay, so let's talk about the quintessential hood Chinese spot with the wings.
Yes.
MSG.
Okay?
Yes.
With that. We could talk about MSG. That we could do a whole podcast about MSG and the way
and
that
its glory.
Okay, and its glory. Yeah. Okay, and the way glory. That it was shitted on by the Caucasoids. Like it was not flavor. They did. That's not good for you.
Yeah.
That is not good for you when it was literally flavor. Like let's talk about it.
And disparage an entire people, their food, like the whole thing. But in terms 100%. Of like. So we still have one of the things that I love about LA, and I hope certain things never go away. You know, we I know you shared this. We look at our city, we see it changing very, very
really
rapidly.
Quick. Yeah.
We see houses, apartments, businesses being torn down in these very generic white, gray, and black.
Let's talk about these
buildings going
Same
up.
Goddamn designers feel like all these goddamn
literally. Okay, wait. Were you around for Yeez? You were.
Yeah.
You had to be,
for
right?
Chinese, yes.
Okay, and what are
half of my gut is from you.
Let's talk about the sweet and sour pork. But
and I'll never taste it again.
John and Vinny's.
I have very
Speak on it. Speak on it. You know I got shit to talk. You know I got shit to say.
Complicated feelings.
Please speak on it.
Very complicated feelings
because what the fuck is John and Vinny's doing on Slauson?
I have no idea.
It is such a mind fuck because I love their food. And when I say John and Vinny's, I mean as a restaurant group. Okay. I'm talking about Animal too, which is a tradition in my household. My wife takes me to Animal every year for my birthday.
Very
it's
much
that
so.
Goddamn good.
Damn.
That
the conflict.
John and Vinny's is delicious, but seeing them as I'm rolling down Slauson, it's weird. But then here's the other thing too, right? Got to bring it back.
Bring it back.
There was no black-owned business there in the first place.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
Yeah. This is our internal divide.
Talk to him.
Okay, because why is John and Vinny's so fucking expensive? Like, who is that for? Because I don't.
You can go to Sunday Gravy.
Period. But if anyone knows, Sunday Gravy.
I mean, Sunday Gravy is shitting on John and Vinny. John and Vinny is good, but when you talk about.
I literally saw TikTok and somebody was like, Sunday Gravy is Italian soul food. And like, that resonated so much. Like, 1,000%, right? But John and Vinny's.
It's still. I will not take anything away from them, but it is, again, for us having grown up here to known what certain neighborhoods were synonymous with, what communities lived there, why they were forced to live there.
And I feel like people come here and they don't respect those lines. And there's been lines.
How could they? How could they now at this point?
They?
Opportunity.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Opportunist, if you will.
Very much opportunist.
They don't know, a lot of people, unless you grew up here or you're just a history beef, but if you don't know the lines, you can't appreciate.
Because never in my life would have I expected for white people to be like, I need to live in East LA. I would have, gun to my head, I would have never expected that. What are our thoughts? What are our thoughts on East Hollywood, Echo Park? What are our thoughts? Because I'm not getting on the 101. You know what I mean? So I don't even get this.
You know, this is a topic of conversation amongst me and my loved ones. Like it's evergreen. Like we are always talking about this, and I'm having this conflict because my wife and I are in a position. We've been caught up with my mom's stuff for 2 years, right? I'm on the tail end of getting her house and stuff settled, you know, so I can move on with my life and, you know, get my own house and everything in order. But, you know, we're looking for a home, and I've always felt entitled to a house in Los Angeles.
100%.
I grew up here. 100%. I was raised here.
Yeah.
I ran these streets. I went to, you know, summer camp at Darby Park. I took Taekwondo at Taekwondo West off of Century and Hawthorne. Yep. You know, I went to Greater Bethany. I went to Woodcrest. I learned how to swim at Jesse Owens.
Literally,
like, I feel,
no, that's a black institution. Right there.
I feel entitled.
You don't even need to know to know.
Right.
Jesse Owens black.
Right. And I always felt this entitlement, you know, to buying a house in LA. So like, you know, I've kind of felt like I've been strapped to a chair, like, and I'm watching all these houses fly off the market.
No, 100%.
And I'm like, as soon as we're done with my mom's stuff, we can finally buy a house.
Yeah.
And me and my wife went to Seattle to visit her family for Thanksgiving. We started that tradition. And I am not someone who enjoys or thrives in gloom and rain and those types of conditions at all. And Seattle was gloomy as it always is. And, you know, I love my wife's family. Like, they're the sweetest people on earth. And when I was there, I had such a peace about me. You know, her brother lives in, you know, Tacoma, like 45 minutes outside of Seattle proper, you know, quiet neighborhood. The other side of her family lives on the opposite side of Seattle, north in Sunnyvale or whatever the case is. And I felt such a peace when I was there. And as soon as we came back to LA, like, I felt that unsettled,
that chaos.
You know, overwhelmed chaos. And I was like,
is this really what I want?
Yeah, and I was like, is this really what I want? Like, I'm getting older. I'll be 40 in 2 years. It's one of those things like, I just want some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
That part.
I don't want to hear any sirens.
That part.
I don't want to hear niggas yelling outside of my house.
Hustle, bustle.
I don't want, you know, people popping up because, you know, you live in mid-city, you're right in the center. People pop up at your house all the time. Like, I just want peace and quiet. And then, you know, like, the conversation went even further internally. Like, what battle am I fighting?
Yeah.
Am I going to win it? Is there winning? Yeah. You know, like, if I do get a house, like, sure, I land a 1,500 square foot house for $1.3 million.
Literally, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's chaotic. So it's the feelings I have around LA, and
it's very conflicting.
It's very conflicting, and I'm constantly trying to work it out.
We were always primed to be like, we're gonna be here.
Right. Yeah.
Like, we're gonna, and now the reality is setting in of, wait, do I even belong here? Do I have a place here? Is this even reasonable for me?
But even for me, for like us in our own neighborhood, I'm sorry to cut you off. For me in my old neighborhood, like, I want to buy a house off of Manchester and Western.
Yeah.
But the last time I was over there, my wife's aunt lives over there. You know, her grandmother lives literally like 4 houses around the corner from where I grew up, or whatever the case is. When I was there last, because my mother-in-law is getting her mother's house renovated right now, it was like almost 7 o'clock at night. We're standing outside. I know my association history with the neighborhood, and all of a sudden I saw the sweetest, you know, lily white mother and her daughter walking down the street with like a golden retriever.
Insane.
And I was just like,
what's happening?
Is this A-Trey's neighborhood? Like, what?
Did we not just have the 100 Days, 100 Nights like a few years ago? Like, what the fuck?
What is is that I'm walking on Sunshine playing in the background? Like, just random? Like,
stupid.
You know? So, it begs the question, too, if I do all this fighting for what I'm entitled to my house in my old neighborhood, is it even my old neighborhood anymore?
And my thing is like, what the fuck do their realtors say to them? when they talk about our community.
Up and coming area, give it 2 years.
Literally, give it 2 years. Like literally,
anything in train.
That is fucking crazy. It's by the SoFi. Oh, it's by this. It's like wow.
That's it.
Y'all really have the equity to do that.
That's it, and it's wild.
Yeah, no, 100%. Everyone that's moved into my neighborhood the past 5 years has been white. Like every single person. Yeah, like white, and like we're moving in and we're renovating like immediately. Not we're house poor for 5 years after moving in. Like we're building a pool right now. Literally. Like what the fuck?
This is gonna look like a West Elm catalog in 5 minutes.
Literally.
Bet your fucking ass right here.
But
literally.
In a real way, like even just me being here for the last fucking 15 years, which sounds fucking
you're LA
and you've seen a lot in 15 years.
Bro, this shit is literally
in 15 years.
I don't even want to be here no more.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, man. Like I'm grateful, you know what I mean, to be here. I'm grateful that I was able to create a business that's successful. I'm grateful that I was able to meet the people that I met, but I'm over this shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like this was always the dream to come. And when I got here, this shit was not like this, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was not at all.
It
You know what I
wasn't.
mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like not necessarily the soul's been sucked out, but it's like I don't know. It might
They
be
trying.
Yeah.
They
for real.
trying, and it just
feels like people are moving here for a purpose.
Word.
To
Yeah.
run through, get what they need to get, and move the fuck on.
Yeah.
And it's like
to
it was
live
never
this
that.
life that
to
they
live
think
this life,
LA is.
to be that LA person, to have their LA story, and then to move the fuck on.
Valid,
and I
man.
just feel like
Valid.
that's fucked up for the people that have always been here. You know?
And
even from an
real way.
architectural standpoint, like we were talking about with, you see tear downs in residential neighborhoods or in, industrial neighborhoods or in business districts and different things like that. They're throwing up these generic buildings everywhere. We're losing our architectural integrity out here.
And I don't get
Spanish
that.
and Greek style
All this money for them to put up those shitty fucking apartments when the white
With
girls
no
want
style,
the Spanish. They want the Spanish. They want the Spanish revival. So I'm like, I don't get it.
Would the houses in Leimert be considered Spanish style? Because those houses are so dope. Like the architecture is just in Leimert in general, bro. It's so dope. And
it's amazing.
That's getting all cocked out. You feel me? Like
I go to open houses for fun because I'm not at that tax bracket yet. I don't have that down payment, but
that's your shit.
You look rich. So when you walk in, they're like, she got money.
She got something for us, okay? But it's insane the people that are coming to the open houses.
Yeah.
I am thoroughly shook by that. Like
I am
never.
Me and my wife are usually some of the only black people
literally
at the open houses in these historically black neighborhoods.
That's wild.
And I'm just like,
that's wild.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I went to go see something on Angeles Vista a few weeks ago, and I was literally the only black person.
Vista is like 2 million.
Yes, it's fucking insane. I'm speechless. Man. Speechless is what I am.
That part.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think we were originally talking about food.
Hey man, is that real conversation?
Yeah, he's bringing back.
Right. We bring it.
Ain't no right or wrong way to break bread.
We're conversing.
Straight up.
At all. So I would say this. Because like whenever someone asks me what my culinary perspective is, like my culinary perspective is elevated Southern, African American comfort food with Asian and Hispanic and my Angelino influence.
It's giving LA literally like black LA in food. Yeah, exactly. 100%. And that perspective is not there. Like it's very limited.
And my mom and I just love Pan Asian food. Again, like we're talking about every single country, every single region, every single corner of it. So like I feel like Carson has the best Filipino food.
Yeah.
You gotta consider
the Long Beach Cambodians. Hell yeah.
Lumpia on 10.
You got the Lumpia on 10. You got the Samoans out there. Anything Samoan.
Carson and is it Carson and Vermont? What's that cross street? Maine. Carson and Maine.
Okay.
There's like 4 Filipino restaurants within like a block radius, just right there alone. But Carson has the best Filipino
my
food.
My pediatrician used to be over there. I know what you're talking about. Right over there.
You said it. The Cambodian food and Long Beach is great. Sure. There is, so for Indian food.
We can't talk about Asian food without talking about Gardena. Like Gardina's my hood. Gardina's my hood.
For which one?
1000%.
You write it down.
Gardina's my hood.
For which
my God.
Everyone.
The bowling alley? There is a bowling alley.
The cafe. Let's talk about it.
There's the cafe at the bowling alley on Normandy.
Yeah.
Is it Normandy?
Sensational. I think it's Normandy.
Where Hustler Casino is.
Yep.
It's like up the street from there.
Yep.
They have the largest menu you have ever seen, but
and
everything
bangs.
slaps.
Literally.
Slaps.
Yeah. You want to talk about fucking fried rice? Okay?
That's it, huh?
Literally.
Gardena might be, besides, I mean, K-Town, of course, but like, Gardena is definitely
That's
like a
always
hub
my
for
point.
Asian food.
That's always my point. Like, Gardena beats K-Town. But, you know, we don't want to say that in LA.
I think it depends on what you go for.
Very true.
If you want Asian and fried, K-Town.
Okay.
If you want Asian
Black
and
people still make
elevated,
the best fried
K-Town.
chicken. Sorry, keep going.
You have to let us know again.
Come on, we can fight about it too. I swear I'm ready.
The Negroes brought the chicken to Korea.
I don't know if I want to fight, but I'm conflicted about it because
we can fight.
Our brothers and sisters across the pond can fry some goddamn chicken, bro.
But we planted them seeds, man. Listen, man, we the foundation.
We told them how to batter that chicken,
bro.
We planted some seeds, man.
My name is not Phil Knight, but I can rock a pair of J's better than that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
touche.
Talk about that. That's an analogy for your ass.
Like, you know, you don't necessarily have to be the originator to be the best sometimes.
Touche.
And like,
I just don't want to let that go, man. I can't just.
Dog, I have all respect and reverence.
People don't know that.
No,
like they genuinely don't, and
valid.
they'll be like, Korean fried chicken is the best fried chicken. It's like,
straight up.
Let's
man.
be fucking for real. Literally,
First off,
yeah.
You understand me?
Be respectful.
Yeah.
Okay,
It stings a little. It stings a little,
because
but
it was just the 60s. Like it was just then. It wasn't that far.
They
ago.
said, "All right, bet."
Yeah, we're taking it and we're running with it.
They said, "All right, bet." Yeah, but
it's the double fry. It's the salt
the double fry. It's the rice flour.
Yep.
It's that little sticky sweet sour sauce.
Yep.
It is. I'm not gonna hold you.
Big dog.
But Gardena versus K-Town.
You say which one?
Gardena versus K-Town. I'm Gardena.
Gardina's
my hood.
I say both. I say both.
Politically correct.
Okay.
Respectfully.
Yeah,
he kept the PC with us. He kept the PC with us.
For sure.
I don't want to smoke with that one at all.
Like the Asian community is like that.
Yeah, it's very different. You know, if I want Viet Cajun food, if I want Korean fried chicken, if I want, you know, a fine dining, you know, Korean experience or like hot pot, I go to K-Town.
Yeah.
If I want fried rice, if I want mochi, if I want you know, fusion, if I want those things, I go to Gardena.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just it's really hard to pick one over the other. So I would say those are split. And then Chinese food, of course, Chinatown, downtown Los Angeles.
Yep.
I say the shootout.
We're not even talking about the CGV, the SGV.
Shootout? Wow. It was raw day. Like motherfuckers got out the car behind me, busting off shots into the car, 2 cars ahead of me.
In Chinatown?
In Chinatown, getting right off the fucking freeway.
Was it a Chinese person?
No, it was a Mexican.
Okay.
Mexican. I think he was upset.
Because that Echo Park was right there.
He was upset.
That Echo Park was right there. Yeah.
That shit was wild.
Yeah, I ain't never had no experiences like that.
I never did that over there. Literally. I might have a shootout in my neighborhood, but I don't know about that.
Look, bro. But listen, man. You do a lot of dope shit, big dog.
I be trying, bro. Like,
You be everywhere.
It's hard. It's hard out here, you know.
And you were just on something that I actually got to witness, and I wasn't happy about the outcome, my brother. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You know what I mean? Because
I wasn't either, but you know.
First of all, bro, food, no disrespect to you, shit looked unseasoned. It didn't look like it had flavor in any capacity. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, but this talented young man right here was on a Netflix show.
Ooh, he official.
On the Flicks.
Cooking at all costs, yeah.
Cooking at all costs. Was it episode
Cooking
3?
at all costs.
Episode 6.
Yeah.
Episode 6.
Yeah.
Cooking at all costs. Make sure y'all tap into Netflix and watch that, man. Right
Episode 6.
Watch
because he was robbed. This man was robbed by some
We need justice.
Some flavorless Mexican food.
No. So Danica did her thing. Danica, she won. She did her thing.
Oh my God.
She had the expense boxes both rounds or whatever. She did her thing.
Your press. You got a lot of good like press training.
I do.
You do.
I do. I've been doing this for a minute.
You got that PC. You got that PC.
But that's the homie though. Like really and truly, like her, cause and the producers told us this too. But like Danica and Matt, shout out to them if they, you know, watch this podcast, listen to it. But they were genuinely like, cause you know when we filmed it like a year ago. So they still had very strict COVID regulations. We were supposed to wear masks at all times except for when we were on set.
Understood.
You know, they had us 20 feet apart from each other on set. But we were getting along so well, we were in each other's dressing rooms like in between takes.
Got you.
And they would come in like, we felt like kindergartners. They would come in and be like, God, oh my God, you guys have to get away from each other. Fuck, but like they're really solid people.
Shout out to Danica, you did win. So
you did what you needed to do.
Missing No Meals on Instagram.
Bro would have got some of them expensive damn boxes. You know,
he would have fucked it up. He would have fucked it up. Okay.
At least one of them damn expensive boxes.
Right. But yeah, it was a wonderful experience, man. Like, it's interesting that you mentioned that, and this is something that I've been trying to be more so in tune with, and I'm sure you can relate on this front, right? I've been trying to be more so in tune with this, just in a place of like gratitude, like, and appreciating, my milestones and my wins.
Yes,
I'm in this space, and I had to be conscious of this. Like, I went to this party a couple weeks ago. We were talking about the party. I went to this party a couple weeks ago, and I saw a bunch of friends.
Issa Rae's opening.
So
giving LA.
So my friend Issa had a grand opening for another one of her coffee shops, Hilltop, downtown, and there was a bunch of my friends there who work in very different aspects of the business. They're producers, they're actors, they're writers, so on and so forth. And just about everybody I ran into was like, "Dog, congratulations, you doing big thing, blah blah." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I ain't doing shit." Like, what are you?
Yeah.
And you know
where you're going.
I know where I'm going, but I think it's one of those things. And again, I think you can relate to this. When you're a freelancer, when you're in these spaces, when you very hyper focused on what it is that you want, and when you are a freelancer, you don't really have time to sit back and appreciate your wins.
You don't have a boss to be like, great job, 100%.
At all. But it's that, but it's also, that was a win, but I made $4,500 for that.
Yeah.
That swallows.
What's that gonna do for me?
More than my bills, my child care, preschool, car insurance, so on and so forth. I'm constantly okay. Like, what's next?
What's next?
That's
where burnout comes.
That's where burnout comes. But every morning, it's like, all right, what's slated? And one of my best friends was there at the party with me. And he was like, dude, what are you talking about? He had to remind me. I was like, I did the Netflix thing. I had a whole Los Angeles Times interview last year.
Come on, bro.
I did another pop-up where I nearly sold out, but it was $250 a plate for the pop-up.
This motherfucker selling out $250 plate pop-ups, man. Get out of my face.
Sometimes you got to put your, culinary
come on, man.
dick on the table.
Put that motherfucker there, man. Leave it there.
Y'all the niggas jumping out. The niggas jumping out in a real way.
But it's one of those things. I know both of you guys can relate to that where you have people just like, oh my god,
amazing, yeah.
I saw your ad on TikTok. I saw you on Best Thing I Ever Ate. Like, oh my god, you like, wait, did I? Yes.
Was that even a thing?
Yeah, I gotta get the next check.
But you have to be, man, especially when you're creating for your own. You know what I mean? Especially when you're not dependent on the system to you feel me, to fall into for your substance. You feel me? Like, like that has to be your shit until you get to the point where it's like, I can not necessarily chill, but like I know my baseline is covered, so I can be at peace.
I can be in the moment.
You feel me? 100%.
That's the thing I'm looking most forward to in my next chapter. Right, why I was telling you guys I'm more so focused on my business or my businesses more so than I am entertainment. I've wanted to be on screen in front of a camera since I could walk. You know what I'm saying? I was in every school play, every presentation, every talent show, everything. I was always that guy, and that will always be one of my dreams. I've gotten to do it. Mm-hmm. I've had 2 of my own television shows. I've had a number of my own digital shows. And I think it's like coming
back to those original like dreams and ideas to really validate yourself, and like you did that. Like your younger self would be so fucking proud.
So fucking proud. But like I do also, again, it's hard because I wanted to get to a point where I can just live off that and kick back and be like, nigga, like,
absolutely,
like Lil
the
Seth,
hustle don't stop. The hustle
Chris,
don't
like,
stop.
you had a TV show, you had 2 of them motherfuckers, like, oh
you
my god,
now.
like kick back and like kind of enjoy your success, but.
I mean, do you think that will ever happen? Because I feel like we hear so much, like the most successful people still have that, like, go.
I'm not one of them.
You're not a dream of labor. You're not a dream of labor.
I was about to say, I was literally about that sound on social media is so one of my favorite. My dear,
I do
not dream of labor. I'm one of those guys, and me and my wife talk about this all the time. There is a number.
Yeah.
Yep.
That we have calculated,
Yep.
and we can
We cool with
Get
that.
the fuck out.
Yep.
I don't dream of this rat race. I have had enough of this shit,
Bro.
Yeah.
I have been in this long enough. I have been on this
spitting gospel
earth long enough where I don't like
that
every
part.
time I look at like somebody like Jeff Bezos, nigga, what are you doing?
Literally, yeah, 100%.
Nigga, if you don't go live,
And do you
what?
ever? Do you get?
Jeremy,
So, like,
what?
I don't know, bro.
Why is he ever in a suit?
I have no idea.
Why is he ever in a
But
why
do
is he
you
in
get
a
to be
board
Jeff
meeting?
Bezos without being that person? Is the
You
question.
don't get to be Jeff
Yes.
Bezos, but the thing
But
is, too
cut
like,
off, man. It's a
there's
cut.
a
Is there a
there
cutoff?
is life
But you-
to be lived.
Because it feels like no one has been able to find it.
But
That's what it feels
because
like.
they don't want to, because you get addicted to the shit.
Yeah,
You feel me? It's
absolutely.
an addiction at that point. At that point,
Absolutely.
you got to that point. That's your validation.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, once
Yep,
you
yep,
lose
yep.
that, it's like, what the fuck am I doing with myself?
Yeah, what
but
is
guess
my
what?
life?
If I get to somewhere near where I'm trying to
And
get,
I'm good?
nigga, I can know
Literally.
exactly what the fuck I'm trying to do with myself.
I got a lot of
I'm
shit
the
to
same-
do.
whole
I'm the
muscle
same way.
shit.
I have an expiration, not date, but I have an expiration dollar amount.
As you
Where
should.
if I get there,
very
if
important.
something comes,
Right.
sure,
Cool. Word.
y'all can send me a car.
Straight up.
You can, drive me out to
Give me
set
a
or whatever.
brief.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give me
yeah.
a brief, whatever the case is. But I'm not. As soon as I hit that dollar amount, I'm getting the fuck out of
Outta
this
here.
rat race.
Peace.
If I stay in
Yeah.
LA, I'm buying a house out in Calabasas
That
somewhere where I don't have a neighbor
Yeah.
for a mile.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to hear nobody music. I don't want to hear nobody badass kids. I don't want to hear any, like, I just want to enjoy.
Yep.
Like, I think that's one of the things, I'm most grateful for. And it's like,
Word.
I know some of the most wonderful motherfuckers on earth.
Man, that's definitely fact.
I would rather be sitting at a restaurant with you and your lady, tasting some new stuff,
part.
Yeah.
drinking, laughing, or whatever. Get home in time enough to kiss my little boy goodnight
Yes,
or whatever,
sir.
and watch a
beautiful
movie.
son as well.
Thank
man.
you, thank you.
Man, absolutely.
And watch something, watch something with my. I don't be in a boardroom arguing with niggas,
Yeah.
having a pissing contest with other,
I'm cool.
billionaires, millionaires.
Yeah.
For what?
I'm cool.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
You know how much life there is
Straight
in
up.
this?
That
Yeah.
part.
100%.
That part.
To be in a boardroom?
Huh.
Fuck
crunching numbers?
I think
Get
that's
outta
like
here.
the
Basically
word
what
of
we're
the
at.
day, man. Live life. Don't let life live you.
Live life.
For real.
You heard it from the best.
Straight up.
You heard it
man.
from the best.
Ain't none of this shit promised at the end of the day.
At, like-
Ain't none of it promised.
We not making
At
out here
all.
live.
None of us.
Exactly.
None of you motherfuckers.
Exactly.
You all got expiration dates.
Yep.
Yeah. And we should have expiration amounts too. Like,
That's valid.
This-
I'm definitely.
I need to get my expiration.
100%.
amount.
Like you just a fucking ball.
What's that formula?
I never
I
thought
don't know
about
that
that.
formula.
so our number is between like 10 and 20 million, right?
Okay.
It's enough to buy a piece of property or two, and it's enough to sustain. So for us, we identified like
Talking about in LA then property.
In
Because
LA.
I got a whole bunch of places you go 20 million, you get about 6, 7, 8, maybe 9
That's
blocks.
true.
I got somewhere in the
That's-
wild. You know what I mean?
Damn straight.
You gonna eat out.
that's true too. But like ours is based on too is like, okay, owning buying a couple pieces of property, and then thinking about our lifestyle. I'm not a Louis, Gucci, Fendi, Balenciaga type of
You're
dude.
comfortable.
I like my clearance clothes,
Damn
Yeah.
right.
my discount clothes.
You like your
love
thrift
it.
store
I
fine.
like. I
If it ain't
like.
clearance, I ain't near it.
I ain't near it. I like going
The experiences.
experiences. I like going to H Mart and buying all of my favorite Asian
This is a Korean
ingredients.
guy right here.
H Mart is dope as hell. I haven't been in a while, man, but shout out to motherfucking H Mart. That shit
Yeah.
opened my eyes to another world.
Me
Oh,
and
God.
my wife, the ingredient, so H Mart and the Asian markets that I started to frequent years ago really and truly changed my culinary perspective. It made me a better chef.
Dope.
Like just jumping in feet first and just experimenting with these ingredients, reading about them, doing research, and just figuring them out for myself has leaps and bounds made me a better chef.
Dope.
But we've identified like me and my wife love Palm Springs. We love.
I was just gonna say,
love getting in my car.
My dream is to live in Palm Springs.
Just-
the vibes out there, immaculate.
Unmatched.
Immaculate. Okay.
Yeah, we're driving 2 hours. So different things like that. We want to. So we did it based on we want to take reasonable like 2 to 3 vacations a year.
Yeah.
A week or two at a time. We want to be able to go grocery shopping on a weekly basis. We want to leave
Wherever
our
we
son
want.
something.
Yep.
We want to be able to lease or buy a new car every 5 years. So that's how we came up with the number.
Okay.
So we still calculate it,
Interesting.
but I wouldn't stop being a chef, but in terms of like the everyday, hustle, that would be gone.
Yeah.
I would get more so into, the space that you are now. I would start doing my private dinners.
Yeah.
It would be about me recipe testing
Yep.
and my own gigantic kitchen that I built from scratch or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Doing dinners, doing things that I love.
That you feel passionate about.
Yeah, I would still work in that capacity where it'd be just doing
it wouldn't
the
be
things
working to survive.
It would be this. It would literally be I'm a cook. I'm invite my folks over. I might have a camera there to capture it because there's definitely some magic here, but that would be the extent of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Understood.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've worked. We all work.
We all work.
We've done our work.
We all work and we don't dream of labor.
Yeah, we don't dream.
Literally, we're trying to get the fuck
I do not
on.
dream of labor. Don't
At
do
all.
it.
For what?
Yeah.
Bro, this has been a fucking magical moment, bro. Like, man, we so grateful, man, for your energy, man, for your work,
grateful
man,
for y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
for the tap in, giving the history of the Asian cuisine in LA. You know what I mean? Fucking, I'm Jeremy McBryde, the flavor finesse. We got
Asia the foodie bitch.
my dog Seth Brundle, the motherfucking icon.
Yes, sir.
And we are Break That Bread.
Break
Catch
that
y'all
motherfucking bread.
on the motherfucking finish. This show has been brought to you by the motherfuckers at Vocal Visual, best media company on the planet. Understand me? You can't do this without my man Don, producer
Don.
extraordinaire, aka motherfucking Magic Man,
Magic Man.
my dog, Big Neil. Know your cool ass doing some cool shit at the
I know.
driving.
Going to as many jobs.
Of course, Asia the foodie bitch, who always holds it down like 4 flat tires. Understand
Ooh,
me?
I never heard that one before.
Jeremy McBryde. Yes, we are.
Break that motherfucking bread.